Hello and welcome once again to the Thrifty Collector. Got some interesting things today. Got a Facebook Marketplace deal that I think I did really good on. I've got some new through the mail autographs that I've gotten in, and also a paid private signing of a baseball great rookie card. Not in the Hall of Fame, but from my generation growing up, he was pretty darn good. I'm going to go ahead and start with that one. And it's a 1971 Greg Luzinski. This card is in really good shape for a 71. They're very fragile on the corners and on the sides with all that black ink. But I got the bull on this one. Went ahead and I think it only cost me about $12, which I thought was a pretty good steal for a guy that really dominated the 70s and the early 80s. Unfortunately for Greg, he got very, very big during his last few years. I remember I think it was his 84 Topps card or 85 card. He looked like he was in a professional eating contest. But great to have Greg Luzinski going back to getting the rookie card signed of maybe not Hall of Famers, but just guys that were great that I used to watch. And I remember the Phillies back in the late 70s had all them great teams and always was winning the National League East. And they'd go to play the Dodgers for all those years in the championship. They were Phillies, of course, on the East, Dodgers on the West. And they never just could get past the Dodgers back then in the late 70s. But Luzinski, I want to say, it did end his career with the White Sox unless he happened to just get on somebody else's team for a short period of time. But he was primarily Phillies and Chicago White Sox. But just a great rookie card of a guy that probably slugged close to 400 home runs. My Facebook Marketplace buy was actually, I had to drive about an hour to get these. It was a deal that had two of these micro sets, and it also had four of the bazooka sets, which if you've never seen the bazooka sets, it was a Team USA. You would never think it was really valuable, but they normally sell for about right around $80 each. These go for about $8, this micro set. But the baseball set of the Team USA is it's a 93 set, but I was lucky enough where I was able to get four of the Todd Heltons. So the guy just wanted $35 for all six sets. And like I said, I drove close to about 45 minutes to an hour to go get them and pick them up. Now, it did come in at 10, which I still have. Had a big stack of bazooka coupons, I guess you would say, and I've already sold those. So, and I made about 25% of my money back just off of that. But these Todd Helton bazooka cards, I've got one graded an 8.5. Beckett graded 8.5, but it was real nice to get four of these just in case Helton ever does gets back on the golf tournament circuit, which he was. I actually saw him, but only had one card to get signed to his. Didn't have any Todd Helton cards, and didn't even know about this card until the guy that I was kind of hanging with had one. And I said, well, wait a minute, that's not a Topps. He's like, no, that's the bazooka. And I actually looked it up. I said, oh, that's actually a nice card to have, a Helton. If you've ever looked at Helton's numbers, he had about four really killer years. A lot of people say, well, it was just because he played with the Rockies. Well, so did Larry Walker, and he got in the Hall of Fame. The only thing that might be holding Todd Helton back is he's got a little bit of a alcohol problem, and I hope that he seeks the treatment that he probably needs for that. But yeah, got all four of these. Real happy to have these. These are not easy to come across at all. When I bought my 8.5 Beckett of his, that was before everybody started getting crazy with paying for everything. The next one is Doc Medich, who I remember having these cards as a kid. 76 was the first set that I ever bought. I remember I was about 6 years old, walking probably about 7-8 blocks to the card shop at 6 years old. You know, parents were just like, yeah, go ahead. And So, but Doc Medich, this is his 76 card. They call him Doc because he was actually studying to become a doctor, and he was a doctor. I don't believe he is anymore, but that's his 76 regular tops. And then what's kind of neat is he's in the 76 traded set, which was actually part of the regular set. The interesting thing is he only stayed on the Yankees for about a year and a half, but the Yankees ended up getting Willie Randolph in the trade. The Yankees did a lot of trading those years. They traded away Bobby Bonds, and got Mickey Rivers. They got Ed Figueroa, and they got Willie Randolph. So kind of really with Mickey Rivers and Ed Figueroa and Willie Randolph really is what made them great in the late 70s. So, and an interesting thing about, I mentioned Ed Figueroa, he is, I believe to date, still the only player from Puerto Rico to have ever won 20 games. But I don't know if exactly who else was traded this, but yep, this is how they got Willie Randolph. The next Doc Medich card that I have is the 81 tops. You would think, though, for a doctor, that's a pretty good signature, you know. But yeah, 81 tops. I got a lot of these 81s. I'm going to start working on this set a little bit more. Next card I have is the 75 mini Tony Muser. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. And just a nice card, the 75 minis. Now, this was a year before I was actually collecting cards, so I really don't remember this. But what I really like about this card, you can tell this is at some kind of spring training. And then that is his 76 card with the Baltimore Orioles. Right there. And then once again, his 73 card. It's a great card, great action. Looks like it was pretty much taken at the same place as that one card was. As you see the trees in the background, the stadium is just like bleacher seats. That's it. So nice little piece of history there. Next one I have is from one of my favorite teams is the Seattle Pilots. I always thought the Pilots were pretty neat. They were around 1 year, 1969. This is my other favorite set, the 69 set. And this is Wayne Comer. The Pilots were only around for that one season in 69. I've actually gotten correspondence from some players who said, your 70 card, your 1970 card had you as a pilot, but you didn't play. And you didn't play in 69 for the Pilots. You played in 70, but how did they get that card? And he said they was all taken in spring training. They were still the Pilots in spring training. And right before the season started, they basically went out of business and the team relocated to Milwaukee. So even in 1970 in spring training, these players all thought that they were going to still play in Seattle. So neat card, Wayne Comer. It's his 1970 card of the Pilots. Pretty, once again, pretty neat background. I kind of like looking at the backgrounds. It looks like it's a big hill, maybe a mountain of some sort. I need to look and see where they played during spring training in 1970. I never have actually done that. My guess is probably out in California. And then Wayne actually was nice enough to send me a homemade card of his own. He was on the 68 Tigers. So this is his actual card that he has produced. Now, the 68 Tigers, that was the year that Denny McClain is the last pitcher probably ever to win 30 games. I don't think you'll see a lot of pitchers winning 20 games that much anymore with the way that they do the rotations now. But it's kind of neat when you get a card like this. You never seen this photo before. Obviously, he took the time to have the picture done and have it cut quite professionally, it looks like. So, he's even got the little cartoon on the bottom. So I don't know where he got that off of. It's just kind of a neat card. It's actually number 27. I don't know what the relevance of that is, but that's kind of neat there. Now, that Bazooka set had 22 cards in it of the Team USA players. I've just sent out to about 8 of them to get signed. There's 8 that are been known signers, so we'll be able to keep track of that, see how many start coming in here and there and everywhere. So kind of neat. This is a great economical way to do the hobby. Got some more cards out for private signings. Not really doing go too crazy as always. So, but hope everybody has a great day. Thanks for checking out my stuff. And I did want to go over one more card that I had, and it's just one of those. I always talk about wrestling cards and how you always find the rookie card in the weirdest sets. And this actually happens to be one of my favorite ones now. It's Miss Hancock, but that's actually Stacy Keibler. And this is actually out of a card game that they did for WCW, kind of like a World of Warcraft or Pokemon kind of thing. And this set's pretty big. I want to say there's about 200 different cards. And there's quite a few people that have never had a card but out of this set. If you had seen my Chromie, the CROMY WCW cards from Argentina, it's just one of those rare things where you have Stone Cold Steve Austin's first card. Also, Scott Hall's first card is the Diamond Stud. So wrestling cards are actually kind of unique. You just never know where somebody had their one card or their rookie card. So, but yeah, this is actually Stacy Keibler, Miss Hancock. And then she went from there to the WWF and got a lot more famous. So I wanted to kind of show everybody that one and, check it out. I actually bought a big lot of those a few years ago. I think I have about 8 of those Stacy Keiblers. So maybe I'll run into her one day. But everybody have a wonderful day. Thanks for checking it out. And remember, when you see that big shiny box of those shiny cards that are about $1,500, just say no. Just say no. Just go ahead and buy yourself some commons out of the comment box, mail them out, get them signed. You'll have a lot more fun doing that. So remember, stay thrifty. Have a great day. Take care.